www.theedgeam.com. Just scroll down and you will see the staff information on the left hand side of the screen. If you want to become an Edge correspondent and have your own blog, just look for the link under our main media player on the home page which says we are looking for correspondents. There'll be an advert for this in the break later on in the show. First up, here is Edge correspondent Mike Eastwood with his weekly news roundup.
Hi, I'm Mike Eastwood and welcome to the Edge News radio show. And today in the news, the European Union needs to increase its civil and military power because of serious security risks posed by climate change, according to a joint report from the EU's two top foreign policy officials. The paper draws attention to resource shortages. In particular, EU Observer reports significant decreases in crop yields are expected to hit Turkey, Iraq, Syria, Saudi Arabia, and thus affecting the stability of that region. The prediction of the report also says water supplies in Israel may fall by 60% over this century. The document also warns of major changes to landmass leading to territory disputes, political radicalisation in poor regions of the world, and the effects that sea levels and increases in the frequency and intensity of natural disasters would have an import on cities and oil refineries. Well, we know why they want to build up the military, because of climate change, because it's all a plan, like written by the Club of Rome in their book and said by many other of the elites around the world, that they wanted to build the climate change so they could bring in more laws and more powers. When you've got four big agro firms controlling the food supply of the world, then you are going to get food shortages, because that's the plan they want. Also this week in America, the State Department Office of Global Anti-Semitism says the New Testament claim that Jews had Christ crucified is classical anti-Semitism, a historic form of hate. It includes, as an anti-Semitic incident, the case of Polish priest who said Jews killed Christ. So, are you one of the tens of millions of Christians who agree with Mel Gibson's The Passion of Christ, that Jewish leaders incite a Jewish mob and persuade Pilate to have Christ crucified? If you are, then the government of America now considers you an anti-Semite. So you are now part of the worldwide scourge. But this is happening all around the world. Countries that are ruled by hate laws. It is already a federal offence to repeat the claim of the New Testament hate literature that the Jews had Christ crucified. But at the end of the day, it's a story and it's mythology. How far are they going to take these laws until the war let us do anything? In the UK this week, a man has spent 18 hours in a police cell and has had his DNA taken for dropping an apple core. The man only popped out for a couple of hours to run an errand for his disabled wife, but ended up spending the night in a prison cell after being accused of dropping an apple core. Despite denying the allegations, he was taken into custody by up to 5 uniformed officers and had his DNA and fingerprints taken. Mr. Hurst, 54, who got arrested, said he will fight to clear his name because it will now leave him with a criminal record and cost the taxpayers thousands of pounds. He said the way he was treated, you would have thought he was a bank robber. Perhaps because under the new laws, they're using terrorist laws to follow people and keep watch of people and drop in an apple, they can use terrorist laws against you. It's like earlier this year, the Daily Mail reported on young Kate Badger from Wolverhampton. She was taken to court after being accused of throwing an apple core from her car. The court was given the case, and it cost nearly £3,000 of the taxpayers' money, and then it was dropped. And then there was last month when a single mum from Hull was fined £75 for a young daughter dropping, a 4-year-old daughter dropping a bit of a sausage roll on the floor. She was spotted by 2 officials from her local environmental crime unit, an environmental crime unit using terrorism laws. They were out looking for offenders, and the funny thing about that case was, while the police were harassing her and scaring her and threatening her with arrest, the pigeons ate the sausage anyway, so there wasn't even no trace of the rubbish on the floor. And it looks like the police state's just there all the time, because in the news this week, charter school will focus on homeland security. The first high school dedicated to preparing students for the front lines in the nation's homeland security has gone from theory to planning in Wilmington. The project manager, Thomas Little, signs a contract with the innovative school, a professional firm which will coordinate the mechanics of preparing the school for its eventual opening. The curriculum students, who are to be called cadets, just like in the army, range from SWAT, special weapons and tactics, through prison guards, water rescue, paramedic, fireman, professional demolition and emergency response operator. That's according to the broad statement they've released. I don't know, folks. Homeland security schools. Does it give you any flashbacks to the Nazi regime? Think about it. I'm going to read this next article by the BBC, because they say personal details of Facebook users could potentially be stolen. The BBC technology programme Click has found. We already know these sites are up there to gather information on everyone's personality and profiles of people, and to get the pictures and every single detail about them. These sites take away people's privacies, but people don't realise that. That's why I want to read this article. I'll just read a short part. The popular social networking site allows users to add a variety of applications to their profile, but a malicious program masquerading as a harmless application could potentially harvest personal data. The BBC say they have discovered a way to steal the personal details of you and all your Facebook friends without you knowing. They say they made up a fictitious profile of Bob Smith. He keeps most of his details on his profile page from non-friends. While we could not get all the details, what we did get included his name, hometown, school, interests and photograph. This would certainly help us to steal someone's identity, they said. They used a couple of laptops and they created like a special application for Facebookers to add to their own sites. So just be careful, people. If the BBC's hacked in just to show people it can be done, you know it can definitely be done now, don't you? Hopefully you'll stop using these sites or give false names when you do. Well, the US Military cremation procedures have been changed this week after a soldier complained that his buddy's remains were taken to what appeared to